afternoon. It is Saturday the 26th of July. It's coming up to 3:30. I'm about to go out to do a bit of an Uber shift. I would have come out earlier this morning, but I had two private jobs this morning. One was first thing and then one was a couple of hours after it. So came back home, topped up, spent a little bit of time with the family and thought I'll come out now. A little bit bored. So I'll see what happens. Hopefully, it's been Saturday. As you know, Saturdays are normally busy. I'll stay out. If it's crap, I'll be back home again. So let's see what happens. So it's just turned 6 o'clock. I've been meaning to do a bit of an update, but it was busy-ish. It was ticking over. It wasn't too bad. So first job came online. I was offered a job, I think, round the corner. I accepted it. It said all requests were taken. I was then offered a job for like, it was about £6 something. They wanted me to drive half an hour to Wigan to do an XL, which was like a 2-minute job. Obviously didn't do that. I was then given a £8.87 job, which was kind of just round the corner. So it was a 9-minute job. It was going 4 miles to drop off in Tarleton. So I done that. It was a cash job. Yeah, I was paid £8.87. When I dropped it off, the girl said, I've only got a £20 note on me, and I was asked to collect £6.97. You know, so Uber's taking a loss of like, what, £1.90 on that job. So I said, I haven't got any change. You know, I was dropping it off at like some like nail salon or something. So she was like, all right. I said, you're supposed to get like Uber credits. And she was like, oh, how does the Uber credits work? Because I've already got about £15 worth of Uber credits on my account. But I think she's booked it, and then it hasn't said like, do you want to use your Uber credits or something? So I don't even know. I just said, as far as I'm aware, it gets added to your account, but I don't use the Uber app that often myself. So she had to rustle around anyway, and she managed to find £9 and change, because otherwise she would have got, what, like another £13 of Uber credit added to her account. So I done that. Luckily I then got a job which was just round the corner from there. As I've said in the past, Tarleton is like, it's in the middle of nowhere, absolutely nowhere. I got a job which was £12 4p. It was going into Ormskirk, so that was 20 minutes for a 9.3 mile job. As soon as I dropped them off, I got a little tiny job which was basically in Ormskirk town centre, including the £2 tip. So before the £2 tip, it was only £4.44. But he's gave me a £2 tip, so £6.44, 5-minute job going 1.6 miles. I then took a job which was Skelmersdale to Liverpool city centre. It was an XL, but it was paying £42.30. It's a 40-minute job going 18 miles. When I got there, it wasn't too bad, to be honest. It was just, it was a family, 2 adults, 3 little kids. But what was funny, I pulled up on the estate, so they were standing there taking like a bit of like a group selfie of themselves, had the phone leaning against a car. So then the 3 little boys come over there, got in all nice and everything, saying hello. I was thinking, why? What are the parents doing? So at first he was just stood there taking a picture of his missus, so I was like, right, okay. And then I don't know if they were doing some sort of like TikTok video or something. He's standing there in the middle of this estate, and she walks back, and then she's walking over towards him, doing like this like catwalk kind of like strut. Gets to him and then does like pairs like a kitten kind of thing with her hand. And then she was like, oh no, I'll do it again. And then she turns around, she sees I'm just sitting there watching it, so she starts laughing and obviously says to him, oh, the driver's watching. But then walks back and proceeds to do take 2. And this is going on, and I'm thinking, what the hell's going on here? And she gets in, she was like, oh, I'm sorry about that. I was like, no, help yourself, Lee. I'd already started the trip at that point because the lads had got in, so I thought, you're paying for it. So yeah, I dropped them off, and it was pretty much bang on then 5:30. So I'd done exactly 2 hours at that point, and I was on just shy of £70. So it was like £35 an hour. I then thought, well, I want to get out of the city centre now, but I sat there for like 2 or 3 minutes. I thought something will pop up surely, because town was absolutely rammed. I was offered one job which in hindsight I probably should have took, even though it was a bit crap. It was £37 something going to Leyland, which it was coming up saying it was going to take like an hour and 10 minutes. So that's why I didn't take it, because I thought it was a bit crap. But then basically I've then proceeded to drive out of Liverpool city centre. I thought I'll head towards kind of Formby, where I am now. I've come here, thought I'll get a little bit of a charge whilst I go and have a wee and do this little update, because I've only used like a third of the tank. So anyway, as I was driving out, I was offered little tiny jobs in the city centre, like £4 or £5 jobs I ignored. I think the biggest one was when I was a bit further out. It was like £7 going all the way back into the city centre, which I didn't do. And then I got here just before 6 o'clock and then jumped on charge. So I've been here now like, what, 5 minutes on charge. So yeah, basically half an hour was wasted just driving out the city centre. So yeah, like I said, maybe should have took that Leyland job, but it is what it is. It's Uber. You can, it's just a complete roll of the dice. Sometimes you can take a job and think, oh, I shouldn't have took that, I've done it for an hour. And then other times you don't do it, thinking I'm going to get something better, and you don't. But yeah, I've got to get out of the city centre. There's nothing worse than getting stuck there. Not only is it all bumper to bumper, but it's bumper to bumper and it's just a free-for-all. Everyone's just all walking across, all drunk, in the middle of the streets, stopping cars, and it's a nightmare trying to get out as well. So yeah, I'm only going to be here for maybe another 5 minutes. I'm nearly full now already, and then I'll be on my way again, so I'll give you another update. So it's just turned 8:30 and it's been dragging, to be honest. So I stayed on charge. Well, I went on charge the night about 6, got a bit carried away. It actually topped up to 100%. I'm sat in the back having something to eat, watching Squid Games, getting carried away on Series 3. So I ended up staying there for 45 minutes because I just couldn't be arsed, to be honest. So I eventually thought I'm going to have to move here because I might as well be sat at home watching watching the telly. So I carried on at 7:15. I was in Formby, there was nothing down there, didn't get offered any jobs. Started driving towards Southport and I was offered a little crummy £5.12p, 3-minute job going 1 mile. I then got a £7.84 going 9 minutes, 3.5 miles. I then got a Southport going through Tarleton, so it wasn't too far from mine, and at that point I'd been waiting for a job for about 20 minutes. So I thought I'm going to accept this and then I'll probably start heading home after that because I'm bored of waiting. And then just as I dropped them off, I seen a job that had popped up, I think twice, which wasn't far away from where the drop was, and it was going back into Southport and it was paying like £9 something. So it popped up once, I thought I'm not going all the way back there. It popped up again, £9 something now. And then just as I cleared that job, that same job popped up, but this time it was a priority. So obviously he thought, no one's picking up on an X, I'm going to have to up this to a priority. So it was £12.40 for 13 minutes, going 4.7 miles. So I took that, I've just dropped him off in Southport, and then I got a job which was just round the corner, and it was going to Bearscough. I think it was only paying like £10 something, but again I thought that gets me not far away from my home. So I accepted that, pulled in, and it was on the left hand side, and there's like a bit of a playing field and like a little like swing, like kids little play area, and I could see like what I assume was a couple. There was a guy like in a wheelchair there and his partner, and there was a girl's name on it, so I assume she was booking it to go back. So I pull up, look across, she clocks me, kind of like half like acknowledges me and starts like saying a goodbyes to him kind of thing. So I'm sitting there, the clock's ticking. 3 minutes goes, we go into chargeable time. I'm looking over thinking like, are you coming today? And she kind of has like another little glance over and she's giving him a hug and all this, and I don't know if it's just a hug going on, I don't know if there's like a little bit of a bit of a hand job going on, I don't know what was going on. But I carried on, first minute chargeable time, and then it was just coming up to the second minute, I'm looking across and there's still like no sign of movement, and I'm like, right, okay. So the second it turned 2 minutes, obviously I just cancelled it and took the money and drove off, got £3.75 for driving probably 30 seconds from dropping that other guy off, parking up. Got £3.75 for 5 minutes and doing 0 miles, so it's not too bad. So she's wasted that money, she's going to have to book another Uber now. So I'm currently on, I've done around 4 hours up to now. which is crap to be honest, but there's just not really many jobs. I've done £110.97, so it's working out at about £20.750 an hour, which it isn't too bad. It's not far off the £30 an hour mark that I aim for, but the jobs that are coming through are just so crap. There's either no jobs coming through, and then when they do come through after like 10 or 15 minutes of waiting, you're being offered, like, one came up, I had my podcast on, and it was £4 for a 2.2 mile job, and it was a multi-drop or a multi-stop, and I was just laughing, and I drove past it because it was only like a 10-second diversion, but I'm thinking I would rather drive round and listen to my podcast than go and pick somebody up for £4. Listening to currently on the Buckleys. I don't know if anyone listens to that one. So yeah, it's a bit crap. Like I said, I'm in Southport now, so I'm basically just going to put my destination as home, which is about 20 minutes, maybe 25 from here if I drive slow. If something comes up, I'll take it. If not, I'm bored. I thought it was going to be busier because it was payday, wasn't it, yesterday? So I thought, might be booming a little bit, but no, absolutely crap. So I'm only glad, basically, that I've been out first thing this morning to do private jobs, because otherwise it would have just been this Uber into today, which would have been crap. So I'll give you an update. I'll see if I stay out or not. Well, one job did pop up before when I was in Southport. Popped up straight away, reservation. Clicked on it. I only clicked on it because it was £29 something, and it was going from Southport to Wrenacres, which would have been the Wrenacres Hospital, which is like less than 10-minute drive from here. So I thought, oh yeah, I'll have a bit of that. Clicked on it, thought I'll accept it because the booking was in half an hour's time, so obviously another driver would have had it and they've obviously cancelled it. So I clicked accept on it straight away, and then it comes up and it said like unknown error or something and some sort of gibberish on it, which I've never seen that error message on Uber before. So like I swiped off that, checked in the opportunities, it wasn't there, and that was it was gone. And then it was as though Uber turned around and thought, oh, we've messed that up, oh, here you go, Paul, do you want this little £4 job instead? So I just clicked X on it and carried on. So yeah, that was pretty much the only job that come up that was probably the best job of the night, and then Uber shafted me. So I'll let you know how we get on in a bit, but I imagine the next update is going to be when I get home. And that is a wrap. So basically I started heading back from Southport to get home, kind of going a bit slow. 2 or 3 little tiny jobs popped up. Again, they were between like £4 or £5, just not worth doing. I think one of them, which was like just shy of £5, it was like 30 odd minutes, and it was just like, it's ridiculous. Like, does the algorithm really think you're going to work £5 for half an hour? So obviously I didn't do that, and then I was nearly home. I was actually sending a couple of messages to one of the other drivers to see how he was getting on, because he's more around like, Prescott, St Helens kind of way. A job pops up. I think it was like £24 something, going from Ormskirk to Liverpool Airport, which is like about 30, I think it's about 30 miles thereabouts. And I was like, wow, just how crap's that? Bearing in mind that's going to take you about 45-50 minutes at least. And I just honestly couldn't be arsed. Like, to put it into perspective, I'd done a Liverpool airport run the other morning from Ormskirk, and it was £100. So from my private work compared to what Uber is offering me, Uber's offering me like a quarter of what I can make. Do you know what I mean? It's just painful. Like, I can't be bothered doing it. I know not everybody has an operator's license, so they're kind of like, well, it's kind of like you have to take it to a degree. But yeah, I just can't be bothered for working for that. It's so crap. So yeah, it's only 9 o'clock on a Saturday. It's probably one of the slowest Saturdays that I've done in a long time. And Saturday is probably, I only kind of work Friday, Saturday now for Uber. And Fridays have been dead for months now, so I've pretty much knocked them on the head and narrowed down to Saturday, because like last Saturday I done like, what was it, like just shy of 400 I think. And as you know, I don't mind putting the hours in, as you've seen in the long videos. But I just can't stay out if I'm being offered ridiculous jobs. or no jobs. It's not for me. I'd rather be at home, because me sitting at home, the majority of the time, I make more money from my other businesses sitting at home than I do coming out and driving around getting offered £4 for, £5 for a half an hour jobs. It's ridiculous, and I kind of feel bad to a degree, because it's not my main source of income. I sit there and I think, like, how are other Uber drivers doing it? If that's their living, and like Uber's like having drivers pants down that much, I just don't know how people do it, honestly. So yeah, it won't be long. Hopefully my private jobs are getting busier and busier now, getting more contracts. I'm lined up to get some decent like school contracts come September, when all the kids go back. So I don't know, probably come September I'll probably be stopping Uber altogether, to be honest. I'll probably still stay signed up, you might as well, but it's just so bad. it's ridiculous. So, you know, if you follow my journey from the start now, where it's been pretty much within about a week or two of being on Uber for 12 months now, from going on, you know, where you're making decent money, to now, you know, when I was doing like 5, 6, sometimes even 7 days a week, to now doing 1 day a week because Uber's so bad. So yeah, when people are signing up now, I don't know what they're expecting. I don't know what they've seen online. Probably 99% of the videos that I see on TikTok and on YouTube and stuff, they're just all drivers who are basically just talking out their arse, and they're saying, oh yeah, you know, you can easily make £200 a day, and this is on a weekday. And then some of them are like down in London saying, oh yeah, I make £300 every single day and all this. Like, it's not the real world. You know what I mean? It doesn't happen. You know, like I've come out on a Saturday, and this is how crap it is on a Saturday. So if you're coming out expecting to make, you know, an average £200 a day on a weekday, you're not going to do it. You're just not going to do it. It's a fact. So yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. If there is one. At best, it's probably going to be next Saturday. So I'll catch you then.